Hello one and all, and welcome to the 172nd episode of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, recorded on February 7th, 2022. On the podcast today, we have a man who is once and for all going to decide the most annoying thing that people call the Super Bowl that isn't the Super Bowl. Andrew Clark, what's more annoying, Super Bowel or Superb Owl?
Superb Owl, because...
Okay.
I don't know. Because obviously.
Yeah,
Fair.
Superb Owl was fun once.
Yeah.
That was
Superb
a rare
Owl was
misstep.
never fun.
A rare misstep by What We Do in the Shadows.
Good
episode, bad joke.
I don't know. I just think it's so ridiculous that calling it the big game is like a legal requirement because...
Oh wait, shit, are we gonna get sued now?
We're not making money off this podcast.
Okay, not enough money. Not enough money for it to be worth it.
Yeah, who's coming after us for $3?
Yeah.
It's a podcast, Michael. How much could it cost?
$3?
$3?
Also on the podcast today, we have a man who's going to explain why Hassan Piker buying a Porsche doesn't make him a fake socialist. Ryan Holtz.
Material possessions have nothing to do with socialism. It's all about ownership. It's about property and capital, and having your own material possessions has nothing to do with it. If you want to buy a sick-ass car, you can still be a socialist. Yeah. Believe it or not.
If Hassan Piker used his money to buy like a McDonald's franchise and then like didn't change
and
the
then
pay,
did the same McDonald's style exploitation of its workers, then probably
if he bought a McDonald's franchise and then
made socialist McDonald's,
all
the profits were
to the
split
workers and made it an employee-owned business.
Which is, he's literally, they've had that. They used to do fan letters. I don't know if you remember that in the podcast. And one of them was like, hey, looks like I'm going to be taking over a business that I've worked for the last 10 years. The boss is retiring and he's handing over the business to me. Like, can I still be a socialist with that in mind? And he's like, probably not, no, but yeah, you could be good to people and be a good boss and be a lot more equitable with the way that the money is distributed and everything like that. You can be one of the quote-unquote good ones if you want. It's not something that most people would do, but you could do it. So.
Yeah. And you probably won't.
Probably not. You're just going to give yourself all the profits as your salary and buy a mansion and live in the hills. It'd be great.
Be a franchisee.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be funny if rich socialists start buying businesses, handing them over to the employees, a la rich northerners in the Civil War times buying slaves and immediately granting them their freedom. That sounds lit. Any billionaire who proclaims to be a socialist should be doing that 24/7. That should be their full... Elon Musk literally fucking calls himself a socialist.
No fucking way.
Like Nazis, Elon Musk calls himself a socialist.
Oh my god.
No, it...
Literally his full-time job should be purchasing businesses and handing them back to the employees so that labor can control the means of production.
Or maybe he should just be better at his actual full-time job and figure out how to open a car door when it's cold out. A thing that every other car has figured out how to do, every other car manufacturer.
That's not his full-time job is making the stock go higher, and he's very good at that, Luke, as his net worth is a testament to. The engineers at Tesla, maybe not as much, but yeah.
So we can't have Elon Musk have it both ways in public perception. We can't have him be, oh yeah, he is a billionaire genius who handcrafted self-driving cars himself. He built this up and designed the technology. He is principally responsible for it. And then also, well, no, actually his job is just hyping up all of this shit. He's a hype man.
anyone with a brain understands that Elon Musk is not the fucking
Ryan has never said
mastermind
that Elon Musk
Tesla
is the
and
brains of the
SpaceX.
operation.
Yeah.
Like,
everything that I've thought is cool from his companies is in spite of Elon Musk. It always has been. Like, he is literally Steve Jobs part 2. Like, he is just a marketer, fucking hype man guy who gets the stocks high. Like, there certainly is many Wozniaks behind the scenes actually doing the work and making the ravings of a madman into some level of reality. And it's kind of cool what they've been able to achieve, because this fucking lunatic has been like, what if we did this? And they're like, that sounds dumb, but I guess we'll try because you have unlimited money.
I mean, if you'll give us apartheid money to make this happen, we'll try to make it happen.
so I'm going to let Lucas get back to telling us who our final
host is.
host of the podcast is in a second. But in the way that for like 15 years, every time a CEO of a company was spoofed, it was always a guy in a black turtleneck walking out on stage and giving a Steve Jobs-esque presentation. In 25 years, when that same scenario is playing out in media, is it going to be a guy in a badly fitting suit walking out on a stage and just fucking bumbling over his words and throwing bricks through car windows?
And dressing up as Wario.
Yeah, and smoking weed on a podcast.
Being a fucking quote-unquote self-proclaimed meme lord.
Sprinkling around a couple of emeralds as he walks. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, I'm the final member of the podcast, by the way. I'm Lucas Strider, and apparently I will haunt your dreams if we have a professional relationship. Like a cool kind of haunting, though. I'll just show up and save you from dying on a high. I had an interesting conversation today.
You sound like the anti-Freddy Krueger more than haunting.
Yeah.
You come into dreams and you save people. Like, they're like, no, if you die in dreams, you die in real life. And you have, unlike Freddy Krueger, you have taken that information and used it for good. And been like, no, I will save people in their dreams.
I mean, like, I think we've prescribed moral value to the verb of haunting that isn't inherent to the term. Casper the Friendly Ghost was haunting people, haunting that abandoned house, but, like, he's a friendly ghost. He was doing good shit.
I mean, haunting
is that really what
basically
haunting is?
living rent-free. Sometimes in your head, sometimes in your house.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It looks like, the definition is generally, just to, be in a place a lot. Yeah. This person haunts that, or not this person haunts it, like, oh yeah, his frequent haunt is that
the
fucking
usual haunts or whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. But also, there's plenty of negative definitions as well associated.
Oh, yeah. Language. It evolves.
Yeah. At least Phil Collins didn't sing a song about you, about how you could have saved that guy's life in that dream, but you didn't. And he sees you at a show, and does he call him out? I don't even remember the end of that song.
What a weird concept for a song.
Yeah, like, because also, in this scenario, Phil Collins also watched a man drown and didn't help.
He was too far away to do anything about it. He witnessed someone who easily could have made a difference and did not.
Also, it like straight up didn't happen, right? I think we figured that out.
This is not based on any real event.
Yeah.
This is a Family Guy joke. Yeah.
No, it is what the song's about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did not.
Yeah, no, it's not based on a real story. He just
Right.
It just like, wouldn't it be fucked up if that happened?
And that's the joke in Family Guy.
Yo, wouldn't that be fucking sick?
Speaking of sick shit, we got a lot of that in News of the Week.
Let's burn through it. We got 2 weeks worth of news.
About his next project, The Rock says, we're going to bring one of the biggest, most badass games to the screen. One that I've played for years. What video game could he be referring to?
Hoonie Pop.
I was thinking Postal.
Oh!
That, like, 90s edgelord game where you,
no.
like, piss on people and shoot them.
Oh, is it?
And Rock's just been playing that on his PC using, like, an emulator for years.
We know...
That's mine.
We know The Rock can do a heel turn. I'd be down for that.
Postal the movie.
Yeah.
Just mass shooter the movie. Jesus Christ. What could possibly go wrong? But it's still The Rock playing The Rock, but he's like a serial killer now.
Right.
But he's still The Rock in every other situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like working out furiously, eating coffee grounds raw, and then fucking shooting children.
Yeah.
So my immediate thought is that there's a non-zero chance he's winkingly saying that he's doing another Doom movie. And I'd kind of be okay with that, but it's probably not it.
The Rock definitely doesn't play any video games. Just throwing that out there.
No.
The Rock has perfectly cultivated his image to where you could believe that he plays video games, but there is a 0% chance that The Rock plays any significant amount of video games.
It's like when you see a big actor like get a role as a kind of a niche comic book hero in like a Marvel movie. They're like, oh man, this is a character I've grown up with. I really identify with. No, you don't. No, you haven't.
Yeah, Moon Knight with Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you've never heard of that shit before. Come on. Quit lying. They said you could audition for this part, so you read some of the source material, and we're like, yeah, it's pretty cool. And then you got the part, so you read more, and we're like, yeah, I'm a fan.
Dr. Doom, you fucking nerd, where's my money? The only Moon Knight quote I know, and anyone needs to know, really.
I think half the Moon Knight quotes that you see on the internet are made up. They're like dubbed over, basically.
That's fine.
Moon Knight is the Yogi Berra of quotes.
Yeah. Okay.
Or Martin Luther King Jr. probably. Yeah. Just made up shit that he never said. Yeah. What could it actually be though? Other than Doom, what would be mainstream enough that The Rock would star in a movie about it?
God of War.
No, it wouldn't be. Also, the last video game movie the Rock did was Rampage.
Yeah.
A video game that no one had heard of.
I mean, I'd played Rampage prior to the movie coming out.
Smash Bros.
Oh
my god.
Smash the movie.
Ensemble cast. Okay.
Yeah.
Who does The Rock play in Smash the movie?
I'm not gonna say the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, me neither. I'm gonna go with
King K. Rool. Yeah, okay.
King DDD.
King either way,
King
you know?
K. Rool. Yeah. Both went animals.
Most of them are animals.
Most?
Like a fifth.
That's not most.
How many of them are at least like not expressly human?
Do Pokemon count?
As animals?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, then yeah, like a fourth.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Of the expansion characters, 10 of them are human. 2 of them are not. And I guess the one's a plant, so that's not an animal either.
I mean, a sentient plant. I think that bumps Petey Piranha up to an animal.
Okay. Is he sentient? Does he have, like, free will?
He really wants to kill Mario.
That sounds like he doesn't have free will. Like, the creators cursed him with this necessity to kill Mario. I'm counting, by the way. I'm at 12 humans out of 18. Is Ganondorf a human?
Yes. He's technically a weird elf man, but that's basically human.
That's more human than animal. Mr. Game & Watch? Is that a human?
Mr. Game & Watch is beyond humanity.
I count
100% that's not an animal. That's more human than animal.
Yeah.
I count I think 21. 21 out of 69.
What? I'm already at 19 out of 28.
I'm out of 28.
Yeah.
There's like 82 characters.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Of the ones I've counted already.
Yeah.
And you're saying...
Oh. What's your... you mean you're talking ones that are human or ones that are not human?
Yeah, human.
Oh, I was counting the ones that were not
you're
human.
counting animals.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That makes more sense.
Or ones that are not like... You know, the ones that are kind of borderline. I count as not
Like
human.
what?
Like Inkling, the squid kid.
Inkling's definitely a human. Come on.
Inkling's
Inkling
0.5.
is not an-
Inkling is
Inkling is
literally
not a
halfway.
fucking animal. Inkling is not an animal.
Is
That
Wario
just so
a human?
fucked. Yes!
I
Wario's
don't know.
firmly a human.
That one.
Regrettably, but yes.
Wario's a no doubt human.
Okay, then it's a little bit lower. It might be like 19.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking like Ryu or some shit.
Okay. No,
Some
Ryu's just a
fighter
man.
shit. Some big jack dude.
Yeah.
What's Kazuya?
Kazuya's
do
a
that?
man. He has demon blood, but he is a man.
No, I know, but like, what's his fucking deal? Just fights?
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. He fights because his dad, Heihachi, raised him to just do that. And then at the end of the first game...
Peacemaker?
Oh, no, yeah, straight up. Like, he
I was
picks
gonna say
his dad up
Bloodsport,
and then
but-
throws him into a volcano.
There you go. Maybe Minecraft Steve. That'd be fun.
Ooh.
Is
The
Minecraft
Rock.
Steve a human?
Yes!
He's a
What the
series
fuck?
of pixels.
All
What?
digital characters
Okay.
are a series of pixels.
Okay, Andrew, you're getting a little obtuse with this.
You're getting in your cups here, man.
Look, I can be a problem if I want to be.
That can be a roadblock.
No, it's probably going to be something.
What if it's like Call of Duty, the movie?
Yeah, you know, it's going to be
Something
something
really
uninspired,
stupid.
like Call of Duty, the movie, Red Dead, the movie, Grand Theft Auto, the movie. Like, yeah.
Why would they do some of those as movies, though? I feel like miniseries
Yeah.
are always going to be better suited for
Mhm.
TV shows, or for video games, I mean. But, I don't know.
I
Can you
would.
imagine a Call of Duty version of, like, Band of Brothers? Like, just they just make a war movie.
Yeah, no,
Right.
but
Or
that's
a
what I'm
war.
saying. What would be the point? Why would they
Limited
pay for the
series.
licensing when they can just
recognizable.
Recognition, yeah.
Call of Duty fans will tune in, man.
How many copies of Call of Duty sold last year? You get half of those to
Not
tune
many.
into a mini-series, and that's a pretty popular mini-series.
Yeah. That actually now I'm actually on board for this. We should make a Call of Duty limited TV series, like an 8-episode Band of Brothers-esque movie, or not movie, limited series about Call of Duty.
Make
And
it
none of
happen.
the characters carry over. It's just it's just a mini series about war.
In response to Raven Software QA testers unionizing, Activision Blizzard is reorganizing that studio. Supposedly, it's to have Raven Software in line with the growing standard embedded QA model of game development, but many see it as a union-busting tactic.
Methinks the timing is suspicious.
Hmm.
Totally unrelated to any recent events, we have decided to scatter all of these employees that chose to unionize across the country. Totally unrelated. This is standard.
Yeah, that's weird. How'd that happen?
Yeah.
BT Dubs Activision Blizzard does not recognize the union, meaning members will have to petition the National Labor Relations Board to legally progress, which is going to be a crapshoot. There are a lot of factors here, and the politics surrounding this kind of effort are changing constantly. Like 5 years ago, no, dead in the water. Now, who can say?
It's such
fucking
like an elementary school tactic.
Mhm.
Like, the writing's on the fucking wall, and they're just like, no, I don't. Ah, la 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 la, I can't hear you. You're not a union. La 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 la.
I mean, I think it's almost like on the other side of that, like when a couple of kids in your class start making trouble, so you seat them at opposite ends of the classroom.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about not recognizing.
No,
them.
I know.
Right. Yeah.
So the opposite, like it's like they're not recognizing them because they're just like, no, you don't exist. I don't know what you're talking about, you guys. Like you didn't famously vote to unionize.
I don't see
in front of the whole country.
I don't see a government official with a gun to my head making me recognize you guys.
I don't see you guys with a can of kerosene and a lit match hovering around our servers.
What's that large blade being hoisted up by a rope in some sort of wooden rafter type situation going on out there?
I like the flip of the boomer memes of like, oh, we had it so much harder, you know, like millennials don't want to work anymore or whatever, like, you know, so the chat would be like, oh, we worked really hard and you guys are like, man, you gotta work overtime, so sad. Where it's like, nowadays, it's like, sure, boss, I'll take 5 overtime shifts and no extra pay, and then also take on my coworker who got laid off's responsibilities. And the chat is like, hey, boss, me and the guys got together and we're like, you know what? We've decided we're only going to work 40 hours a week. And if you say no, well, just burn your factory down and come after your home. That's the old times. The good old times. And things got done. What was her name? Mother Jones? Who was the old woman in West Virginia who would just walk around and be like, hey, y'all, threaten everyone with violence and you can get treated better.
Yeah.
Like the opposite of Mother Teresa in all the best ways.
I guess then, yeah, even though this is playing out in kind of frustrating, predictably depressing sort of way, it's fantastic and inspiring that things got this far, because this is the point that Activision and other giant corporations spend millions, if not billions of dollars in preventing. Like,
yeah.
Amazon has entire teams and enormous budgets dedicated to preventing this exact situation from happening to them. And
I don't know how no one sees through that facade, it feels like, where it's just like, if what they're saying is true and a union is a waste of time and is just going to cost you money and not get you anything, why would they fight so hard against it? Like, if anyone can answer that question, then obviously
there are people out there that make more money in a year than you'll see in your lifetime, whose job it is solely to make sure that you don't join a union.
Yeah. Then literally, if a company spends fucking $20 million annually on preventing unionization efforts, that means you and your fellow workers would get, at minimum, $20.01 million from unionizing. Bare minimum. Like, they have 100% calculated all of that profit and loss. Like, so you literally know how much you stand to gain from doing it.
yeah.
Classic.
Keep
We
fighting.
need a new Mother Jones. I nominate... I don't know. Who do I nominate?
Me.
I'll be Mother Jones.
I'm going to dress up as a fat old lady and tell people to start pulling their boss's toenails out if they make them come in on the weekend.
Be basically a general, like a military general, organizing a bunch of militiamen.
Yeah. I mean, it's like that meme that I sent you, Lucas, where it was like Overwatch Mercy. Like, man, I wish there was something I could do about climate change. Mercy flies in. Eco-terrorism.
Oh, the hand.
Yeah.
That's a classic meme. Yeah, look, we had this phase in the podcast where we may or may not have advocated for a little bit of violence,
Just
but like...
a little bit of violence never hurt anybody except for who you were intending it to, and sometimes others.
But like, I don't know how you can't help but get a little disenfranchised and be like, really seems like this violence thing solves a lot of problems. And that being told constantly that violence doesn't solve anything from the ruling class and other people in positions of authority or power seems like they have alternative interests in getting you to believe that myth, when every time violence is actually committed, something happens.
Let me tell you how the book Changing the World Through Love and Peace plays out. Chapter 1. Changing the world through love and peace. Accepting that pacifism is not going to overthrow the ruling class. Chapter 2. Changing the world through incredible violence.
Yeah. Incredible violence.
No, that's the quote. It's
no. It makes me think of Mr. Incredible, like as a fucking
Mr. Incredible Violence.
Yeah, as a fucking union proponent, just going in there on like those fucking scam anti-union meetings, and just hey, how's it going? I'm Mr. Incredible. I've been known from time to time to enact incredible violence.
Look, Mr. Incredible, your client's claim to being in a union has no merit, and if they continue, we will sue them into the ground. Okay, take a look outside right now. Oh, is that your car on fire? It is! It is your car on fire. Weird.
That's crazy, man.
You know that...
Hey, at this point, here's the way I see it. I'm telling you what I'm about. I'm telling you my thing. I'm Mr. Incredible Violence. Like, you know me. If you don't leave the premises at this point, I feel like we're kind of in a Squid Game situation where you've kind of accepted the risks, and I'm no longer morally at fault.
You know that dude I accidentally fucked up while saving his life, and the pending lawsuits made superheroes not a thing anymore? That's what I can do on accident. Like, that is me protecting someone.
Yeah. My raw power is so unfathomably supreme that sometimes I injure people that I'm trying to protect and save.
I'm working
Imagine what I can do in the opposite situation.
I'm working out in a rail yard. You all saw that montage.
Yeah. My tape measure doesn't go around my waist, and I still lift cars as though I'm not breaking a single sweat.
I lifted a train as a warm-up.
Yeah.
I can set it down anywhere I want, including your house.
My boss, who mildly inconvenienced me, was thrown through approximately 10, like, solid plaster walls. Don't know how that happened. That was crazy.
My kid can slit your throat before you even realize what's happening.
He's listing Dash. Hey, Dash, how's that 5th grade social studies coming along? Oh, and then you're learning about the Native Americans and how they just kind of got along with white people after, you know? All right, Dash, I think it's time for some hands-on learning. Let's get some shit done.
Sony has purchased Bungie, the developer behind the Destiny franchise, for $3.6 billion. The acquisition wars have begun. Begun.
Sony has fired the first shot in the acquisition wars. Microsoft sat on its hands for too long, doing nothing whatsoever, so Sony took the chance to go on the offensive. Strike. Yeah.
This was a news story of last week. I don't know if we have a ton to add to this conversation, but I will say, you know what? Fun little narrative arc here that Bungie is only an independent studio because the people who comprise it were the former Halo developers that grew so frustrated and disenfranchised working at Microsoft that they struck it out on their own and is now owned by Microsoft's principal competitor. Although,
who's a super chill company that has no similar problems.
There's some writing on the wall that isn't great. There's some discussion that's come out that Sony kind of wants Bungie to put out a new Destiny's worth of content every year, maybe, and that's not sustainable.
Them into movies. They said one of the biggest things is that they think they can turn Destiny into movies.
Yeah. You get all that IP, baby.
Yeah. I think we just answered the first question of the podcast.
The Rock.
Oh,
one of the biggest and most badass games. Fucking PvE Farmer Destiny. So big and badass. We probably have some Destiny fans, and I don't think I've ever unveiled my anti-Destiny bias.
Wait,
Where's that come from?
I don't know, that shit's for babies.
Oh!
Fuck off. That shit's boring.
Damn. Hey, I'll have you know, I played Destiny 2 when it came out for free for like 12 total hours and then got bored with it and deleted it.
Yeah. Destiny's World of Warcraft with better fucking graphics. Like,
Yeah.
it's... Ooh, raids? Whoa, what a novel concept. Wow, if you farm this one planet for 30 hours, you might get a purple weapon? Fucking... Damn, dude, your life is totally on the right track.
You know what? I'll comp to something. I played World of Warcraft for like 2 weeks sophomore year of college because a girl I was trying to go.
Oh, okay.
Because a girl
behind our backs, like we knew you.
Because a
You were
girl
in Andrew's apartment.
I was trying to go out with was into it. Long story short, seems like a fun game. Not a great romantic endeavor.
Did you played with her?
Yeah.
You were a level 1?
Yeah.
You like outed yourself
Oh
as someone
shit,
who's never
I
played
remember
that game.
this now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Name names, sis. Spill the tea. No.
I do not remember her name.
Oh my god. You played World of Warcraft for 2 weeks for a girl that whose name you don't even remember 4 years later.
6 years ago.
Fuck off. Fuck you. No. Not true. It's not been 6 years since sophomore year of college.
Yeah, it has, Ryan.
That's wrong.
Sorry to tell you.
We're still in February of 2020. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yo, wake up, Lucas. What are you talking about? Pandemic, Elon Musk, NFTs? It's 2019, bro. We just graduated from college. The whole world's
I was going to go
ahead
even
of
to
us.
2050. Wake up, Lucas. What are you talking about? Racial reckoning, January 6th insurrection.
Trump is president.
Yeah. It's 2015. You're playing World of Warcraft to try and impress this random girl. And all is right with the world. Did you meet her on Tinder? How would you meet someone who's
It was at a party.
really into World of Warcraft?
It was at a party.
At a
Friend of a friend.
wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Huh.
I am
Impressed,
biased.
honestly. Yeah.
I cannot imagine anyone playing World of Warcraft in the year 2015 at a party. Just as a concept.
She wasn't playing it at the
Yeah,
party.
no, he met her at a party
Yeah.
and she said,
Then you played for 2 weeks straight.
Well, no, like I signed on a couple times in a 2-week period and like connected over that, and
that's
then
why it didn't work out. You didn't have the
Yeah, I was
hustle.
gonna say.
You
Yeah.
didn't grind hard
You
enough.
weren't.
No.
You weren't on that grind, man. I
That's
assumed
what The
that you
Rock is
were-
doing. Oh wait, no, they already made a World of Warcraft movie.
Yeah.
All right.
RuneScape.
He wouldn't play.
No.
RuneScape. Woo! RuneScape's free, baby.
Ugh.
Just what's it called? Just give me your password and I'll trim your armor or whatever the fuck that scam is.
No, yeah, just give me your Neopets account and I'll give you like all the sick hacked Neopets. It's totally chill.
Yeah. The hacked Neopets.
I don't know Neopets. I'm sorry. I do know that Ubisoft VP says that gamers are too dumb to understand why they should embrace NFTs. Actually.
Bro, you don't understand. This shit's so lit.
Yeah.
It's the
Like-
future.
Dude, this is my favorite shitcoin. Why aren't they buying it? I have 3.2 thousand followers on Twitter. Why am I unable to pump and dump my favorite shitcoin?
Imagine if like you could get the Assassin's Creed hood in Assassin's Creed Valhalla and wear it in Far Cry 6. I mean, we could just put that in the game as like a fun reference, but imagine if it cost money and burned down an acre of rainforest. That'd be sick.
Yeah. We are wrong. You know what? This guy, he's right. We're all stupid.
I'm still kind of floored by the full context of this clip, or not this quote, where it says, I think gamers don't get what a digital secondary market can bring to them. For now, because of the current situation and context of NFTs, gamers really believe it's first destroying the planet and second just a tool for speculation. But we see it as the first, are seeing first is the end game. But what we at Ubisoft are seeing first is the end game. Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't
They're
make
seeing
any
the
sense.
end game.
Yeah.
They're seeing the end times.
Yeah, I know. It's
Want
like they're
to
like, okay,
speed it up.
They acknowledge that, like, people
Right.
don't like this because they say it's destroying the planet. What a bunch of fucking
Destroying
idiots.
the planet and just a tool for wild speculation and there's no inherent value.
Yeah, they like called out all of its flaws and they're like,
Yeah.
but they're wrong.
Yeah, no, it's like how they teach you to write persuasive speech.
Yeah.
Like you call out the flaws in your own position, but then he doesn't like dissuade him. He's like, but
I think it's good.
what if it was actually lit? Oh yeah, we at Ubisoft, we are the harbingers of destruction. We are actively trying to bring on the end times, and we see this is a great opportunity to do so. So I don't know why these people who are all suffering with pandemics don't want to end their existence. It's really beneficial. We can make this go faster.
I'm Ubisoft. I'm Ubisoft VP Hellraiser McNeedleface. This is all great, actually.
Right now, climate change is projected to make vast swaths of planet Earth uninhabitable in approximately 70 years. Here at Ubisoft, we're planning on cutting that down to a solid 20, so all of our gaming brethren can experience the end times, where Chief General Administrator Satan can rise from his prison on planet Earth and lay waste to all the mortals.
We at Ubisoft have found a portal to Mars, and we found it's just flowing with blockchain. And we're going to utilize that hellish force underneath Mars to enslave the game. I mean, to empower the gamers.
Wait, it's like an old-timey gold miner, but blockchain. It's like, hey, damn, we got a whole heap of blockchain
We done
down
struck
in there.
rich with the blockchains flowing like water.
Just licking the tip of a pickaxe. Yeah, that's some digital currency
it
right
just,
there.
just bites through a big chunk of code.
Yeah.
That's the real deal right there.
Oh my god. A hard drive. Just like, I never done taste no altcoin like that.
The New York Times buys Wordle. Can't wait to see how much they charge for it and how they make it racist.
Yeah. How can they get op-eds where they're like, you know what? We're the New York Times, but what if Wordle's really bad and we all hate it?
Today's Wordle was irate. But here at the New York Times, we believe anyone is entitled to their own truth. That's why it could also have been raise. Or a racial slur.
Yeah, or Nazis. We believe in giving everyone a platform because that's what news is. Giving crazy people a platform so that you can sell fucking ad revenue.
It's not about the truth. It's about giving all people with opposing views equal time to explain them, no matter how ludicrous or little they're actually supported.
Yeah.
Is Joe Rogan being canceled?
Oh, we'll get to him. Coming for your ass, Rogan. Yuck.
How much do you think the... Oh, sorry.
No,
How much
no,
do you think Wardle dude got paid?
They said it was in the low 7 figures.
So
But I don't know if that...
1 million?
I know,
Or
exactly.
like-
That could be $2
Yeah.
million, or that could be like $15 million.
Right.
No, it couldn't.
Oh, yeah, no, that would be...
Right?
That'd be 8
7
figures.
figures.
It could be $9 million.
Doesn't that feel kind of low? If you said low
Kinda.
7 figures.
I mean, like...
That feels like under 4.
Yeah.
That feels low. It's so popular. But I guess, I don't know, maybe they don't see that much potential for monetization. I don't know. All I hope is that guy gets set up for life.
Yeah.
He made a thing that's very beloved by everyone. And as long as he can survive
the climate apocalypse,
money,
just him. Yeah.
As long as Josh Wardle can
we need to protect
strap himself
Wardle.
into a bio suit and brave the hellish landscape that is Earth post-apocalypse, everything will be okay.
Maybe I'm revealing myself as an idiot, but is Wardle actually his last name?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's based on.
Fucking rad. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I'm on board. This guy's my new messiah.
Make your money, Josh.
Yeah. I'm following this guy now.
Ugh.
He is my god. Tell me what to do, Josh.
Yacht Club Games, the makers of Shovel Knight, are finally making a new IP. Mina the Hollower is currently live for backing on Kickstarter, which is a little sus.
Why? Because they're a real
Chiptunes.
company that has money? Or
Yeah,
they make an indie studio. They don't have much funding, probably. I know that you liked Shovel Knight, and a lot of people did too, but it was by no means like a mainstream game that made a killing.
How many copies did Shovel Knight sell? 2.5 million copies. I think that's enough.
It's
for
less
game.
sketchy because they'll at least deliver. Like how many indie studios fucking post Kickstarters and then just don't make the game and walk away with the money.
No, but okay, yes, that's fair. But it is a little like, yeah, we're breaking the spirit of the platform for a marketing gimmick, and also Kickstarter is apparently flirting with getting into NFTs too, which is just, it's weird. I'm definitely gonna play, and I'm definitely going to buy, play, and probably enjoy this game. It's a fun Game Boy Color throwback, but I don't know.
What's the spirit of the platform in your eyes? Because this is kind of what I always assumed Kickstarter was.
Yeah, for like indie creators.
People that can't afford to make their own shit. Just have other people pay.
Wow. No, man. I was a true believer. At least for a while. I thought it was what
does that mean?
I thought it was genuinely for like people, who have a vision, the skills to execute on it, but don't have the capital, use Kickstarter as a way to bring it to life, not treat it as a marketing gimmick.
That's a spin.
Yeah, wait.
Of what I said.
Yeah.
I said it's people who don't have the money to make something.
I think Yacht Club Games have the money is the difference.
I mean,
I don't know that. I've never seen their finances. Are they publicly traded?
And also, they might be able to make the game, but it might take a very long time without an influx of cash.
I don't know. If you spend $20, you just get the games, and that's probably around what it'll cost when it launches. And I have total faith that they'll actually deliver. So if you like this game, I don't see why you wouldn't fund the Kickstarter. Like, you get it. It's a pre-order for a game that you really like.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you of all people are like not on board with this.
Well, he doesn't believe them. He thinks they're lying.
Yeah, I think they could
need money.
Make the money without this stunt. Yeah, they can make the game without this stunt. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, they could. It might put them in a
bad
they have
financial
to give up ownership.
Situation.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe they have to partner with a studio to get it done or something, and then that's gonna what's it called?
Creatively compromise it.
Yeah, compromise their creative position.
What if they're taking a new stance on like how they're paying employees, and they're going to be paying them more and making them work less hours, and so they need more money to get this game done in a reasonable amount of time.
That would have been cool if they had said any of that. It would have been cool if they had done any of that instead of treating it like, hey, Kickstarter, we're back at it again. Most successful Kickstarter game of all time. Let's see if we can do it again.
Yeah, this is their model. This is how they did it last time, and they're like, let's run it back.
Fair. I didn't think we'd have this much disagreement on it, but I think we've covered both sides of this argument pretty succinctly by now. Yeah. Voice of Cards is officially a Yoko Taro short story vehicle. I'm still thrilled from when I talked about it on the Quarantine Cast. The Forsaken Maiden comes out on February 17th, 10 days from now. I have combed over this trailer, and I got a couple theories.
Uh-oh.
So, there are some character portraits in this game that pretty similar to character portraits in the Isle Dragon Roars, the original game. So either this is going to be a prequel, or because within the fiction of this game you are playing a card game, it could be a fun narrative mechanism to reuse assets. And this is just taking cards from that other campaign and putting it into this one with entirely new characters and backstories. I would enjoy that.
There you go. Let's fucking do it.
So
Also,
wait, you're saying these cards are...
Yes.
Like, so they exist in the game.
Correct.
There's like artwork of them.
Mm-hmm.
And can they, like, do you trade them with other players, or are they like how does this work?
You don't trade cards with other players. The entire narrative and mechanics are played through cards. That is the vehicle through which the story takes place.
I don't know. Sounds kind of like NFTs to me.
You don't understand. On the back end, they can sell them on the secondary market. That's brand new and has never been done before NFTs.
I don't know. Maybe if NFTs were as weirdly horny as the original game was, I'd be more interested in them. But wait, what?
There are plenty of NFTs that are very horny.
Horny NFTs.
We just talked about porn stars. You knew a porn star at your gym and were like, oh wow, that porn star is really into NFTs. I'm like, dude, porn NFTs are huge.
Yeah, do you really not think there are like horny ass NFTs? There's probably a ton of like manga and hentai NFTs.
Oh.
Yeah. NFTs are very horny.
Oh, okay, yep. Cumrocket introduces adult NFTs and the OnlyFans of Crypt. Fuck off.
You said if they were horny that you'd like them.
They gave you what you wanted. And still
I
you
like
said
them.
no.
Don't approve.
I like them slightly more, but that doesn't cancel out the other stuff.
You could argue NFTs are the horniest thing because it's just there's just clips of porn as NFTs. Like,
Oh.
I don't know, you get hornier than that.
Longer free clips of porn? Is that even hornier?
I almost know because those people aren't desperate.
No, fair.
Yeah.
Imagine being so desperate that you buy a 10-second porn clip.
Yeah, no, it's way hornier to... That's the thing. Like, subscribing to someone's OnlyFans is way hornier than just, like, watching their shit for free. Mm-hmm. Buying a fucking physical copy of something that they made, that is the horniest thing you can do.
Fair.
Beware of anyone that has, like, physical porno mags in 2022.
Imagine walking into some old man's house and he's just got a VHS collection of, like, every shoot that an adult actress did. You'd assume he's a serial killer and that
Right.
that is his victim. Like, good God. It's terrifying.
I think we have enough
But
time to
also
cover
horny.
the next. Yoko Taro, don't get into NFTs. I will just personally give you money to fund your projects. Like, I'm cool with that.
Lucas is about to have very large conflicts of his own personal values if some of the people he likes get into NFTs.
Yeah. I think we covered this one in previous quarantine cast, so we can just do updates here. Brian Flores sues the NFL for their racist hiring practices.
I think we almost
No, we did not talk about it.
Oh.
we avoided it on purpose because we didn't want to. We wanted to save it for this.
Okay, do we want to jump into the other call then and cover this one?
Yep.
Okay.
Rad.
Yoko Taro NFT. Near producers interested in video games with NFT.
Are you trying to make Lucas upset?
Maybe.
What's up?
Yosuke Saito thinks that NFTs are cool. One of the producers of Nier.
I mean, so one of the producers of Nier is going to be some suit at Square Enix, and yeah, they're on very thin ice. They've been doing a lot of sketchy shit. I think their company president actually said in a recent meeting that we're looking into NFTs, looking at how to turn players into earners or some shit like that, and that really recontextualized the boss fight in Nier Automata, where you beat that dude up as a secret super boss in the game. Yeah.
There you go.
Brian Flores sues the NFL for their racist hiring practices.
Yeah.
Yeah. For people who lived under a rock, I guess, Brian Flores was the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, who was kind of unceremoniously fired after
a winning
relatively successful season with a mediocre to bad team. Caught most people by surprise. Didn't seem like it made much sense. There were kind of rumors that surfaced. The Dolphins PR team clearly had a lot of like work that they were doing to kind of undermine him and be like he had disagreements with ownership and everything like that. Rumors he was difficult to work with. And then he was interviewing, as every fired head coach does, interviewing for a bunch of different jobs. One of the head coaching vacancies was the New York Giants, and he was scheduled to interview in like a week when Bill Belichick,
the Bev,
the godfather of NFL coaches, texted him out of the blue to say,
Brian.
"Hey man, hey man, fucking congrats!" And Brian Flores was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "You got the Giants gig. That's so fucking cool, man. Like, really, really proud of you." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I mean, I interview in like a week, but I'm feeling pretty good about it." And he was like, "It sounds like you got the job." And he was like, "Coach, just did you mean this is Brian Flores? Did you mean to text Brian Dable?" And he's like, and I imagine like
a time
20 minutes goes by, and then Bill Belichick texts, and oh fuck, I fucked this all up. I'm so sorry. Like, yes, it does sound like Brian Dable is going to be the Giants coach. Before Brian Flores is even able to interview, Brian Flores is a black man. Every team is required to interview 2 minority coaches.
Just one.
No, it's 2 now.
Is it?
Oh.
That was the whole thing, yeah. So Brian Flores realized that, I'm just so that they can satisfy the rule, and they never actually intended on hiring me, and then brought a big lawsuit against the NFL.
And in which he also said, by the way, when I got hired to be the Dolphins coach, the owner said he was going to pay me $100,000 for each game that I lost, trying to intentionally tank to get a better draft pick, and was mad when he wouldn't do so. Which is a big fucking deal.
And that was the year where the Dolphins were the most obvious like general manager moves to tank that I've ever seen. Anyone with any level of talent was shipped away.
It was
Although that is what a fucked up thing for that owner to ask of a head coach. Like, hey, I want you to irreparably ruin your career potentially for much less money than you will make otherwise over the course of a successful career.
Yeah, I mean, he was already the lowest paid head coach in the NFL.
I'm sure there was handshake deals of like, haha, no, I'll protect you. You'll still be the coach after we tank. Like, yeah, but either way, bit of a fucking nightmare. And in my opinion, sure, it's shitty of, to do that to a person, but how about like the integrity of the sport?
Right.
That's just literally match fixing. Like you can make your team bad on purpose by like trading away important pieces.
But then the people know your team is bad and is not going to be able to win very well.
Right.
If a coach can literally just call a bad play that they know won't work so that they can lose a game on purpose that they have a good shot at winning. Like that's different from being like, oh, Laramie Tunsil, he's a young player with plenty of potential. What if we traded him for a fuck ton of draft picks so that in the future we can maybe assemble like a good team, like, but we'll be real bad in the short term. Like,
fucking the integrity of the game is such a loaded sport when it comes to the NFL, when it comes to the NFL's version of football, because it's a known fact that Tom Brady cheated to win one of those Super Bowl rings, but he's still widely considered one of the best to ever play the game, one of the best people for the sport in the history of it. But, like, what are we doing? Yeah, what are we doing if behind the scenes people are, we're not going to try this season. We're fine if we lose every game. That's good for us. Maybe we're betting on that, actually. Maybe we're blowing matches and gambling on the fact that we're doing that. It undermines everything.
When Tom Brady was, quote unquote, generally aware of underinflated footballs, the NFL published a 233-page long dissertation on PSI in footballs. Like, sure, that's a scandal, but, like, to pretend that the NFL didn't do its due fucking diligence when that happened is laughable. But when Brian Flores comes out and says,
they're cheating,
this is a thing that was said to me, the NFL said, these are categorically false and just wrong. There's no chance that any of it has any merit.
Within 20 minutes, immediately said that.
Like, this is a different situation. Like, whatever you want to say about Tom Brady and underinflating footballs, that's to me very different from someone losing a game on purpose. The MLB did it 100 years ago. The NBA did it 10 years ago, or whenever the ref Tim Donahue or whatever happened. Mm-hmm. Everyone's had that scandal but the NFL to this point, and it almost feels like they're just going to pretend this never happened and move forward. Yeah. And then Hugh fucking Jackson is such a piece of shit, garbage human. I'm so pissed off. He just seems like the worst human being I've ever heard. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Hugh Jackson said, "Oh yeah, me too. They said that they'd pay me to lose games intentionally too." And then the guy who would have paid him to lose games was like, "No, I never did that." And also, like, boy, he just never took any credit or blame for his part in our team being bad. And then Hugh Jackson came out and said, "Look, he didn't say he'd pay me to lose games per se." And it's like, dude, you just fucking undermined all the credibility. Like, you literally might as well have been a paid stooge of NFL ownership. Like, that is, oh my fucking God. Just seems like the worst.
Yeah.
Honestly. So.
Do we feel like either dimension of this goes anywhere? I mean, the lawsuit, I know there's some, like, legal technicalities that are still pending with it, but it seems like an open and shut case.
It's never open and shut, because it will come down to a he said, she said kind of thing, and it'll just be how much dirt the NFL will be able to dig up, which, if they decide to put the effort in, they will be able to dig up the dirt, but they're not going to want to put the effort into doing that. Because
if Brian Flores has any level of, like, smoking gun, then sure, something could happen. But yeah, if he doesn't have evidence to back any of this up, then
isn't that the text messages?
No, that's about the racist
that's for
hiring practices.
Racist hiring practices,
that's what I was referring to. Sorry, I was more saying, like, these are two avenues that are happening simultaneously. The lawsuit over the racist hiring practice.
Nothing's going to happen with that either.
Literally, I guarantee, no matter what, nothing's going to happen with the racist hiring.
You don't think it's like a settlement even? Fair.
I mean, yeah, maybe some off-the-books settlement, I suppose, but that would be peanuts in comparison with, like you said, what he would make as an NFL head coach for the remainder of his time.
And then there's... Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, then there's the issues of owners directing coaches to lose games, to intentionally tank seasons, which, actually, now that I think about it, I don't think the NFL really has any mechanisms to deal with coaches fucking around.
No, because...
So, yeah.
No, because the...
owners fucking around,
No, because the owners are in charge.
Forced sale.
They can force them to sell.
Donald Sterling, less than 10 years ago, was forced to sell his NBA team. Like, any professional sports organization can force an owner to sell their team. Mm-hmm. Like, that is 100%.
But it would be the other owners that would have to come together and make them do that. by a vote, basically, right? The other 31 owners, I believe, then come to a vote.
They got my vote.
I do not remember the procedures of what happened.
I think so, because I don't think there is anyone above the owners. I mean, Goodell works for the
commissioner,
owners.
yeah. I mean, in the same way that the CEO of a company works for the board.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, the board could replace him, but he can do shit. He's got a lot of power, like, as the representative of them until they force him out and replace him and stuff. So, if it's like on the fucking...
Goodell could like put forward policy and make rules and that kind of thing, but I don't think Goodell can make an owner sell his team. I think the other owners have to make them do that. I'm not positive. That was my understanding.
Yeah, I remember there were owners that were behind Donald Sterling. That's why I'm saying I don't know how it works.
I guess the last takeaway I do have from this news story is that, looping all the way back to the text messages that kind of kicked all of this off, yeah, as Ryan, you kind of alluded to, throughout that entire chain, Flores was speaking to Bill Belichick pretty reverently, calling him coach and sir, and like familiar, but like, you know, a level of respect in that. That last one, when Bill Belichick gave away that he had fucked everything up.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Bill. Like, oh my god, that is the most passive-aggressive text message I think I have ever seen. Love
you
it.
thought that was passive-aggressive?
I think that was him
maybe
just
not
like not really
passive-aggressive,
knowing what
like
else to say.
defeated, like not...
Yeah, defeated. I don't think he's mad at Bill Belichick. No. If anything, he's grateful. Like, Bill Belichick did nothing wrong in the situation, like, in terms of, like, morally.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't in on the game. Yeah. He doesn't work for
Bill
the Giants.
Belichick was
he just heard
Brian Flores' mentor. Flores was the defensive coordinator of the Patriots, and Belichick probably taught him a lot of how he operates his team. But
Belichick knew someone in the Giants organization who said, like, oh yeah, Dable's our guy.
Okay.
And so he went to congratulate Brian Dable and fucked it up, and then went like, oh shit, sorry man. Yeah, no, you're right. I meant to text Brian Dable. And then,
so we're off the conspiracy that Bill Belichick was doing this knowingly.
Yeah, no, he didn't do it.
But even if he did, that doesn't make Brian Flores mad at him.
No, sorry. Like, I don't know. There was a kind of smoldering anger in that message. I felt that's like, don't shoot the messenger kind of thing. That's my read on it. That's my projection.
Yeah, my read was definitely like, thanks, Bill. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, what did you just do? Like, oh my god.
Just Julia Louis-Dreyfus. What the fuck?
Yeah, like mouthing it. Literally. Yeah, I don't know.
Speaking of what the fuck shit, Andrew, there are two stories in this next one. Please walk us through why Joe Rogan is finally in hot water at Spotify, and then the weird social media spin that seems to be happening around this story.
Yeah, so, some statements made by Joe Rogan himself over the course of his podcast's history resurfaced. The big one was someone found like 70 instances of him saying the N-word, and
which I assumed everyone knew.
Right.
Yeah, no, like I don't know how Spotify didn't like scrub that shit.
But even if you hadn't heard Joe Rogan say the N-word, it's like knowing everything else about Joe Rogan.
This guy looks like he'd say the N-word.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I knew he'd say it. Same with Trump, but like...
Okay.
With Rogan in particular, like, every word that he says is recorded, and he's been recording for decades. Like, yeah, 100% there's a lot of tapes publicly available of him saying it.
No, this was not like oh shit, someone found Joe Rogan's tweets from when he was 17 years old. This was Joe Rogan in his job, which is to put words on recording and send it out for people to listen to, said the N-word. And a lot. And also just said some other like generally racist stuff. And Spotify took down over 100 of the Joe Rogan Experience episodes. Mm-hmm. All of them taking place before the pandemic was even a thing. And now all of his backers and, senators and Aaron Rodgers are saying it's because they're trying to keep him from speaking the truth about the pandemic. That this is a ploy to get him to stop saying the truth about COVID and shit like that. Even though none of the episodes that got taken down had any COVID misinformation on them, because none of them had anything to do with COVID, because it was beforehand. There, you have like fucking, oh God, what was his name? It was a conservative senator or a representative that I know, that I've heard of, and he said like, I stand with Joe Rogan. And like, you stand with him on what? Specifically saying the N-word?
It really feels like a bunch of people, and like the people who are saying this aren't smart enough to set up this bot, but it feels like a bunch of people set up a bot where it's like, oh my God, Joe Rogan's trending. Once that happens, fire off, I stand with Joe Rogan, the woke won't win tweets and other messages. And it's like, what are we talking about here? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, like, I know that, this has been a thing for the last couple of weeks of people, firing up a little bit more than they had in the past to get Spotify to stop doing all the Joe Rogan shit, because Joe Rogan was lying about COVID and saying bullshit. And, then people were saying, oh, they're trying to cancel him because he's saying things I agree with. And that this is somehow an extension of that. But all of the things that he said that you agree with are still there. They did not take down any of the COVID stuff. They could have. They could have used this opportunity to take all that shit down and tell them, from here on out, you gotta walk the line. But they didn't. They kept all of the COVID misinformation there and just removed the instances of him saying the N-word. God damn.
You also have to wonder what that meeting is like internally at Spotify, where they're saying, oh man, Joe Rogan's saying a lot of morally reprehensible shit. Let's just take down the stuff with racial profanity, which, yeah, does do tangible harm and is connected to a lot of issues.
But it is the bare minimum. It is literally the bare minimum.
We're going to leave up the stuff where people will die if they follow his instruction. That's fine.
There was a clip that I had seen that surfaced with is it Joey Diaz? I don't remember. One of his old comedian buddies, like, relating a story about how he would sexually assault female comedians by, like, forcing them to perform sexual acts on him so that they could get any stage time. Like,
yeah.
And Joe Rogan just, like, laughing along. Like, they're all just having a grand old time. It's like, yeah, there's so much objectionable content in there. And the fact that, like, it's like, no, this is the one where Spotify actually removes episodes. It's like, sure, but, like, this is the tip of the fucking iceberg. Like, how are you not just cutting ties at this point? It was ill-advised in the first place.
I think because Spotify still isn't profitable, really. Like, a lot of how they make money is...
So what difference does it make?
No, because it's from investment, and then it's just a peacocking game where the people running Spotify, the board or whatever, has to project the idea that they're competent and know what they're doing. And if they admit that they made a very expensive, bad investment in their content, then why would anyone continue to give them money?
Right, but the rule generally for publicly traded companies is the exact opposite, that the minute that controversy arises, you need to cut bait and, like, any consequences be damned, because, yeah, the only reason you're afloat is because of investors, and investors fucking hate controversy. So, yeah, any normal, like, look at fucking Disney, like, one of the most successful companies in the world. You know why? Because anytime there's even a hint or a shade of controversy, they just fucking cut bait. Like, they don't give a fuck about how much money or time or anything that they've invested into a project or a creative. Like, they're done. They're literally, you're straight done. Yeah. They will never touch you
Disney's
again.
So big that they're probably an evil company. But, credit to them when that one character from The Mandalorian, the actress, came out and was just like, yeah, fucking get the Capitol. I'm with those guys. They're like, all right. we had an entire show produced where you were going to be the lead, and we are axing that. That doesn't exist anymore because of you. Like, your career is done. Go work for Ben Shapiro now.
I don't know, maybe this is the thing to end on, but this is probably because of unrelated stuff, but it looks like the Spotify stock is terrifically down from its highest point in the past 5 years, February 19th, 2021.
It seems like a no-brainer to me, and at this point, you have to start asking questions about what is actually going on behind the scenes. Like, it cannot be as simple as just financials, because, no, the opposite would ring true. They would want to cut bait and just accept losses, move on, especially because they're not profitable, and they are propped up by fucking investor funds. So it doesn't matter if Joe Rogan brings in money. Like, you aren't making money in the first place. It doesn't make a fucking difference. Like, yeah, no. Also, like, Joe Rogan's hasn't been a comedian in fucking how long? No. Like, comedians being like, comedians are important. We say things that society needs to hear.
Kings.
It's like,
we speak truth to power.
Even if that was true, which is you have such an inflated ego, go fuck yourself. Even if that was true, Joe Rogan is not a fucking comedian. Like, when is the last time he did any level of stand-up? Like, he just fucking sits on his podcast and smokes weed and talks shit with, like, a wide variety of guests. Like, there's no comedy. He's not doing bits. Like,
okay, no, this is the actual point I'll make to end this one. A writer I follow on Twitter, Gita Jackson, pointed out how much of a bummer it is that we as a society kind of made Joe Rogan the ambassador to white people. Because the jackass guys are right there, and they've been doing fantastic work for decades.
The ambassador to white people. Whew. Oh boy, I don't know who made that decision, but I'd like to speak to their manager.
Let's have a word.
All right, that will take us into the breakouts. I got two bigger. I got two bigger ones, and then like a little baby one I want to shout out as well. So yeah, let's break up mine. So I'll start by saying I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has changed since when I was 12. Used to be a beautiful, pristine game that played out a bit like a dance. And not unlike designated hitters ruining baseball, the bullshit they have added since I last engaged with the game has kind of ruined Yu-Gi-Oh! For me.
I appreciate you adding "for you," because, like, you realize you were a kid, and that's why you liked it, and now that it's not the way that you remember it when you were a kid, you don't like it anymore.
When I was a kid, an acceptable Yu-Gi-Oh! Turn was playing one card in face-down defense mode, playing a face-down magic or trap card, and ending your turn. Nowadays you do that as your turn in Yu-Gi-Oh! You're getting laughed out of whatever middle school gymnasium this tournament is taking place in. The focus...
Exactly.
Yeah.
You left the community, and the community moved on and had to add new content, or it would just die out. They can't just make the exact same game for decades, like... And you don't like that.
No, I don't. Except for when I ruin it for other people. That I tend to enjoy. So,
that's fair.
The main strategy in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now is getting as many high-powered monster cards on the field in as short amount of time as possible, which means that turns can take upwards of 10 minutes now. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Regularly playing this game, I'm just on my phone as whoever I'm playing against is virtually shuffling their deck because, they're doing a bunch of wacky shit that I don't even know. I can't even make an effort to read all of the card effects anymore because there are too many of them.
It's the Pro ZD video where it's like just laying down all the cards and chain. Like, it's like, you win, we get it. And then they just keep like laying down shit that makes them win more. Like, yeah.
So, as a balance to that, though, the makers of the card game reintroduced all the overpowered bullshit cards from when I was a kid. So I've just been using those to fuck with other people in this game and doing a pretty good time, having a pretty good time with it, being fairly successful. It feels good when, somebody takes a 10-minute turn and it ends with them having 7 different dark magicians on the field and feeling like, I did good. I executed the strategy behind my deck perfectly. And then I just play Lightning Storm and destroy all of them immediately. That's nice. I'm enjoying that. I'm probably not going to play this game much longer because I can't get past like gold tier and into platinum tier with the strategy I'm using. It doesn't mesh with the meta, but I refuse to engage with that. But yeah, this has been a nice little walk through memory lane.
It's like every person who played Minecraft back in like the beta days, like me, and then you go in, you do the stuff you remember, and then they're like, and then you kind of go, well, now what? And then they're like, oh yeah, you go into the end, and then you go to the end village, and you can get elytra and fly around using fireworks. And you're just like, or I can just quit and just not play. I did the stuff I remember.
Or what if you constructed an entire server to be a metaphor for your life experiences and the particular traumas you've endured?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What if you made a working calculator in Minecraft?
What if you crafted a server and enlisted all of your local college students on the floor of your dorm room to participate in said server, but you get to be God. You're not just some other player, baby. You've got all the power. And you just enacted your weird power trip on all of them constantly to the point where they rebel against you.
And your server password is stolen off of your laptop when you go to the bathroom one day.
This sounds like the least amount of fun anyone could ever have playing a video game. Yeah, and I just listened to Lucas talk for 10 minutes about playing virtual Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, you're right. That does sound really boring and not at all the highlight of most people on our floor's freshman year.
Okay, Andrew, if what I just talked about was boring, tell us about the definitely not worse way you played Horizon Zero Dawn.
No, it was a worse way.
Hey, you picked up my sarcasm. Neat.
Yeah, no, I played Horizon Zero Dawn in what was basically God mode because I played New Game Plus. And whereas the first time I played the game, I decided not to use fast travel at all, which made me engage in the world a lot more. And just the sheer amount of time I spent playing it was a lot. And I got into combat with the machines every 3 minutes. So I'd walk for 3 minutes, fight the machines for 5 minutes, and then walk for another 3 minutes. It took me a long time to get anywhere. This time I'm like, I'm just going to fast travel. And I finished the game in 14, 15 hours and didn't die. No, I did die in combat once. And that's because I was trying to do some bullshit. But yeah, that was it. Horizon, I almost called it Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Horizon Forbidden West comes out in a week or two. And I'm going to go back to playing it the old way. I'm going to spend 60 hours playing that game and walking everywhere.
Oh, okay. The new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were going for a third playthrough of Horizon Zero Dawn, the old-fashioned way. What? What? You know what? That kind of, God mode, I might give it another shot. That's how I first got through Fallout 4, is by just, giving myself a bunch of shit and playing through it really quick. There's got to be, exploits and shit, right, where I can power level and, get all sorts of crazy shit right away. And then...
Potentially. I might have to.
It's on PC now, right?
It is.
You should be able to just.
Well, I'm not gonna buy
Yeah.
There might be a way for me to send you my save file so that you can have all my shit. Like I'll have to look that up though. Plus.
I don't want to be like powerful. I'm talking.
I want everyone else to be weak.
I mean, like.
No, I mean, I want like when I was playing Skyrim, my only ever playthrough in Skyrim was as Akatosh, who is like one of the like single gods of Skyrim. Mm-hmm. And I used the enchantment glitch, which is basically you can just literally make yourself god. And I enchanted a fork like to be the most powerful weapon in the game. By far, I'd one hit every single dragon that I encountered with my fork. And yeah, went around in like white robes as Akatosh the god, just slaughtering everyone. And I was like, oh, I'd be on the side of this faction because this faction worships me. So I'd be like, yeah, these are my people. And I just fucking like wiped it. Like most people in Skyrim choose to negotiate between the Imperials and the Nords because that's like the way to not have bloodshed. I was like, no, I'm an Imperial. Like, and then we went to war against the Nords, and the god of the Imperials leapt into the battlefield and started slaughtering everyone with his fork. That's fun for me. So that might actually get me through Horizon Zero Dawn if I can like power level and use some exploits and shit like that. I'm sure they're out there. I might just have to do some YouTubing because I don't feel like grinding through it. I'll be honest. And I probably will never play it if I have to, so maybe that's a way to do it.
I have been getting my grind on in Pokémon Legends Arceus.
It's Arceus. I agree.
Arceus?
Arceus is the way it should be.
Arceus.
But it's actually Arceus, which is stupid. It's wrong, but it's right.
I mean,
a raucous.
No, it's an arc, like biblical.
Yeah, Arceus.
Get it? Yeah.
Arceus.
Anyway, you meet him, however you pronounce his name, God, in the beginning of the game.
Him, capital H.
Yep. This game has a different opening direction than what I thought. You are not just a person in this world. You are a child, presumably the protagonist of the original Pokemon Diamond and Pearl games, sent back in time in order to fix the timeline, I guess? I don't know. It's odd.
You're your own grandfather.
Mm-hmm. The game also has some weird lore drops and is messing around with stuff. I always thought that Pokeballs shrank Pokemon and kept them in there. In this game, apparently that's just a thing Pokemon can do. Like, there's a line of dialogue saying, all Pokemon genetically are able to shrink. That's what makes them Pokemon and not animals. And that's why we can fit them in these tiny wooden balls. Yeah. The game is putting out some anti-isolationism vibes. Not sure how well it's addressing colonialism performed by both Japan to people native to regions in Japan who today aren't considered Japanese, and then white people performing colonialism onto the people who are considered Japanese today. It's messy, and I understand why the game isn't engaging with that super well or a lot even, but it kind of comes with the subject territory, and I wish there was more of that. It's heavily implied that there was a holy war between two rival clans, which there's been war in Pokemon games. There's been a lot of weird, violent, sexual shit in Pokemon games.
Sexual shit?
Oh, yeah. Pokemon games are horny. Have been from day one. Yeah. Holy War seems like an escalation of that. Which brings me to my final point, Andrew. Thank you for that segue. I saw someone on Twitter say that characters in this game looking like characters from previous games means that they will canonically have sex at some point. And Pokemon games have been fucking from day one. That is integral to this universe. It's all part of the vibe. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's like a baby's first Monster Hunter. And as somebody who has tried several times to get into Monster Hunter and it never quite gelled, this dialed back approach is good for me. It's working for me. Ryan, what are you checking out?
I am now fully recommending Peacemaker. It's a good show.
It's a good show.
It's a good show. If either of you liked The Suicide Squad, and I know you did, watch Peacemaker on HBO Max. It's good. The lore is good. James Gunn is good. Yeah, it's a good time.
Oh yeah, we like The Suicide Squad. Not one of our 10 best movies of 2021, though.
Tragedy.
Tragedy.
Unnecessary tragedy. Yeah, so I love where that's going. I think a couple more episodes before the season finale. Totally in. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun, and it doesn't feel like TV, honestly, like in a really cool way. It does. You can tell it was probably just written as like a sequel, and then they were like, well, what if you just add more subplots and characters and made it a TV show? And James Gunn was like, yeah, fair, I'll do that. Yeah. And then I started Murderville on Netflix.
I've heard nothing about this.
It is an interesting concept, and I actually really enjoy it. It's a murder mystery hybrid reality comedy show. It's hard to explain, but Will Arnett is the star.
Okay.
He plays Detective Terry Seattle in the homicide department of insert random city here. So he's a character, and then there's a bunch of actors and everything like that who play, the suspects, the witnesses, everything's scripted. But every single episode, there's a new celebrity guest who comes on and plays themselves as a homicide detective trainee who is not in on it, like who has no idea what the fuck's going on. And it's their job to like roll with the story and like play along. And then at the end,
it's improv.
They try to guess who committed it. Yeah, it's improv, but everyone's in on it except for the celebrity. And then at the end the celebrity has to try to guess who did it. And it's a really interesting concept, and it's a lot of fun, and I fucking Will Arnett's amazing. It's all done in one take because it's improv, like Andrew said, which leads to some golden moments of like Will Arnett as like, think of like Job from Arrested Development as a homicide detective, but like the bloopers are there because it's one take. So like Will Arnett's just like breaking randomly because something absolutely unbelievably ridiculous is happening. So he's breaking this like really intense character, like he's doing heavy lifting character work, and then to just break hard in the middle of the scene. It's pretty good.
What is like the shot composition of this like? Is this like a stage play? Is it shot like Arrested Development? Is it all one set or like? Yeah,
it's like documentary style.
Okay.
It's definitely not one set. They go to locations. They tour around. Like they're like, now we'll hop in my. God, he's got the weirdest looking car. It's like an El Camino, but it's not an El Camino. Like it's some other car from that era where they put a pickup truck bed in the back of a car. And they'll just hop in the car and go to some other spot to interview this witness or this suspect, or they'll be in the holding cell, or they'll be in the main area getting backstory about Terry Seattle and how his partner died in the mid-aughts, and I don't know, The series starts, the first guest, this is the only episode I've seen admittedly, but I'm going to definitely watch more, is Conan O'Brien, who I feel like is probably the most straight-laced celebrity guest that you get because he's, got a lot of background in like improv and everything like that. So he's able to roll with it pretty well. Honestly, better than Will Arnett in a lot of situations. Like he's able to hold it together. Mm-hmm. They have a running gag where they just keep spiking his food with hot sauce, Conan, and then they're like, come on, man, like you gotta keep up the bit, like we're doing improv here. So they're just like dumping hot sauce, and Conan's just like torturing himself by eating this thing that's just 90% hot sauce at this point. Like, it's genuinely got a lot of room for some really good comedy. The second episode, I think they started with that to kind of explain the concept. The second episode is Marshawn Lynch. So I feel like the show is going to take a drastically different direction into shit show territory in the best way. So I'm looking forward to it. It's about to go off the rails. Yeah. So I don't know. I recommend it so far, but I'm still in the early days, and I'm curious if it's able to deliver on a genuinely pretty funny concept.
Huh.
So, and it's only 6 episodes, half hour long. So,
what platform is this on?
Slam right through it. Netflix.
Okay. I think I know what I'm watching over dinner tonight.
Yeah, is that sold?
That's a good sell. Fuck.
That's a good sell.
Lastly, I just wanted to shout out the manga Jujutsu Kaisen for introducing a character that I absolutely treasure. This guy's setup. His superpower is that he can alter reality around him so long as it's for the sake of a funny joke. But he's a hack comic, so it doesn't really work well for him, and that's a lot of fun. That is... Oh, God, I love it.
Anime powers.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
I'm into it. I'm also into us moving into the group chat.
Ooh.
I mean, we hit an hour and a half. Do we have anything to chat about in the group chat, or is the group chat becoming the wind down pretty quick? Who do you guys want to win the Super Bowl? There we go.
Bengals.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Fucking Bengals, baby.
Yeah.
Bengals defensive end. I don't know if I brought this up in the quarantine cast. Did I? I think I might have.
Yeah, I think you did.
About Harambe? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bengals are out to set the timeline right. Mm-hmm. If they can avenge Harambe's death, we will actually return to the timeline that we were intended to experience. And it makes it all the more meaningful that the Rams are favored in the game, rightfully so. So there's a good chance that, we just keep going deeper into the bad timeline. Yeah. But yeah, fucking Joe Burrow, man. Deliver that shit.
Hell yeah.
Take us to the promised land. I will not have rooted for a team that is not the Green Bay Packers this hard in a long time. Like, I will be pulling hard for the Bengals. I was fully getting ready to skip the Super Bowl if it was going to be Chiefs-Rams. But, no, Bengals made it, and I am fully invested. Ready to get my heart broken twice.
You would skip a Super Bowl.
I did last year.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I skipped the Chiefs-Bucks. Me and Angel sat in my room and watched a movie while Ian watched.
Huh.
I had no one. I had nothing. The Chiefs had just won, and the Buccaneers just crushed my heart and had Tom Brady. And there was no purpose for me to watch the game. Yep. So if it was Chiefs-Rams, I would have. But I've got my golden boy who will, let's be honest, they are the Cinderella team, and the clock tends to strike midnight on the Cinderella team. The Philly Eagles are the only thing that I can remember, and has that become a catch-22 because the Eagles fans are now fucking insufferable.
They were always insufferable, though. The Eagles fans were awful back when they were
criminals.
Still bad.
Yeah.
They were like criminals and bad guys. They don't have now they're just insufferable. They're annoying and oh yeah, but remember that year that Big Dick Nick won the Super Bowl? They're throwing it back in our face, the fact that we all rooted for them.
I'm gonna eat this horse shit because we won a sports game.
See, that's not that annoying to me. It's the discussion of I was on your side. I was rooting for Big Dick Nick alongside you, and now you're ha ha ha, yeah, we're so superior because of that run. And it's all right, you're making me mad now. Now I regret the fact that I was so aligned with you.
It's just the aftermath of oh god, the name is escaping me. But the final fight
World War II? Oh.
That works as well. I was going to say, like, the final fight of The Lord of the Rings, and then after that war, it's like, all right, you guys, I'm cool with the elves now. Oh, wait, no, I am not down with anything you guys are about still, actually. Bye.
What are you talking about?
Now I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's like I never thought I'd die fighting alongside an elf, and it's like, how about a friend? No? All right.
What are you talking
Over your
about?
head?
I know that
Fine.
line.
Yeah.
No, but what are you
what's
saying?
the, like,
What are you trying to say?
afterbeat of that? What, like, okay, cool. This dwarf is down with elf culture now? Like, all these issues are resolved,
Oh,
apparently?
okay. He's saying that us rooting for the Eagles was like, I never thought I'd die fighting next to an Eagles fan. Like, how about a friend? And then the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and then we're like, wait, no, I don't actually like you. We're not friends. I get you now, Lucas.
Which didn't happen in Lord of the Rings. Now I get it.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying that happened
it's
in Lord
like-
of the Rings. I'm like, no, Gimli and the elves, that was a big subplot that delivered fully, and then he was fully realized as like a person who had grown, like, and had more experiences that allowed them to see the world through a different lens and more respect for fellow sentient beings. But no, I see.
No, I'm saying in real life, Gimli remembers after that fight, wait, no, the Eagles suck. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. After that fight, he realizes, oh yeah, wait, the elves are fucking elf supremacist douchebags who literally could not care less about dwarven kind. Yeah, that's fair, but that's not what happened. I see.
All right, well, we got the obligatory Lord of the Rings reference in here. Anything? No? All right.
So.
Moving into the wind down then, and before that, we're going to do a clap sync, because I'm paranoid.
Maybe I'm just paranoid. Is Ty Dolla $ign canceled? Or is he still chill?
I don't know enough about Ty Dolla $ign to say.
He may not have been canceled. He may just not have made good music. I don't know.
What did he do that would have been cancelable?
Rappers, man, I don't know.
Yes.
Sometimes they do. Like sometimes Travis Scott encourages a crowd to block ambulances to dying people. I don't fucking know.
That's
like,
fair.
Shit happens, and I'm like, why would you do that?
Am I the only one who thinks that there is a little bit of a thing where, like, if you've been a specific kind of problematic before people started calling others, like, canceling people for being problematic, if you're still on that bullshit, like, you still get a pass for that somehow?
Are you saying that is what you believe?
No, that's what I've seen out there. Like, Leonardo DiCaprio hasn't been canceled because he was doing the sketchy Leo shit before people would be canceled.
What's sketchy Leo shit?
Dating
Did he groom
one over the age of
girls?
24.
Dating people in their early 20s? Is that sketchy?
I think there was like one instance of like
maybe grooming.
Yeah, and that he knew her since she was like a teenager, and then when she turned like 22, then they started dating, that kind of thing.
Depends on.
It's one of those things where like, Leo is probably creepy and like a bad guy.
Leo,
but not
Leo, you're a pervert who like obviously like sees women as like sexual trophies. That's not, to me, even approaching like cancelable. Like you're a dickhead, but everyone in this has free will and nothing criminal is happening. Like if models want to date Leonardo DiCaprio to get clout,
they have the right to do so.
It's a transactional relationship for sure. They get plenty out of it. Like
fair. Like what you're seeing out there, you have a higher bar for somebody trying to cancel you than what I'm seeing from my purview.
Oh no, I'm sure people have tried to cancel him over that, but it's just like no, that's never gonna succeed. Like he's not doing anything. Like he's in the moral like dust. Like he's not even in gray yet. Like he's like it's maybe starting to get a little cloudy. He's not in the right necessarily, but
he's not out here saying people should take horse dewormer to combat COVID symptoms instead of getting vaccinated.
I mean that's morally black. That's not gray. That's firmly bad.
Cut and dry. There's no two sides to that.
Yeah.
Okay, good job, gang. We've canceled Joe Rogan. Proud of us.
We did it. Also, Ty Dolla $ign was facing up to 15 years in jail in relation to cocaine and marijuana possession, but all charges were dropped due to him completing a drug prevention program. So
is it being canceled if you are found guilty of crimes and sent to prison?
cocaine and marijuana possession, like fuck right off,
eh.
government. Like I just locking people up for simple possession is such a fucking scam.
Especially like 15 fucking years, like significant portions of someone's life.
That's the trumped up charge. You know?
Yeah.
They in reality only had enough to nail him for like a year at most or whatever, and they were like, we're gonna make sure that he pleads guilty, so it'll. But he's a rapper, so fortunately, he's like the one group that actually almost benefits from having things on their criminal record, like that can give you some clout in a weird way. So as long as he doesn't have to face any jail time, it's almost a win-win. But yeah, it's still fucked. Like
right.
I'm sure he still had to pay a lot of legal fees and dumb shit like that. He did endorse Kanye, but like that could be for memes.
Well, when Kanye tried to run for president, or
yeah,
that's
who takes a rapper's endorsement seriously? Like he's probably like, yeah, fuck it. I'm for Kanye.
Like also they might be homies. Like it'd be like if you ran for office, I'd be like, yeah, Lucas, fucking.
I wouldn't expect you to endorse.
Well, no, I'm not you, Lucas. No, I wouldn't endorse you, Ryan.
Oh. Lucas would expect you to endorse him.
I wouldn't necessarily vote for you, but I'd say like that's my guy. He's cool.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I'll work hard for your endorsement one day, Andrew.
I have an aggressive policy plan to get America green by 2030. How does it make sense that happens before I'm old enough to be president? I don't know. Wait, how old will I be in 8 years? Oh yeah, still 34.
No, not old enough.
Okay, yeah.
You could run. You can run as long as you turn 35 before the election.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Before you take office, I think. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a couple months. Yeah, that's fair. You get a couple extra months in there, baby.
Hey, we got 9 minutes left on this call. We got to do a glass sync. Beautiful. Thank you so much for listening to episode 172 of the Voluntary Viewing Podcast, which will either be titled, I'm working out in a rail yard, or It's Like an El Camino. If you like what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Check us out on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for highlight clips. ActBlue link in the description if you want to help a collection of great progressive causes. Support us through the Anchor Podcast platform or join our Patreon and join the likes of the terrific Tiffany Cole, Sucky Badger, and sensual Richard Nixon. Send us your questions and business opportunities, voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter for updates at V2_podcast, and follow me at Lucas DeRuyter on Twitter to keep up with all of my writing. It's Monday night as we're recording this. Full week ahead of us. So much possibility. Good luck making the most of it, everyone.